All right, so this is where I usually get started. I go ahead and roll out my glitter iron-on vinyl sheets so I could go ahead and measure to make sure they fit perfectly in my Cricut Joy. So after I'm done lining everything on up, I grab my scissors and go ahead and cut down the middle. The width is 5.5 inches. That's the most that can fit through the Cricut Joy. Now everything is cut and ready for the Cricut Joy. Just spreading everything out, making sure I have all that I need. So this is where it gets good. The Cricut Joy is doing its thing now, and it usually doesn't take very long, depending on the type of logo I'm cutting out. It usually takes about a minute. Now that the Cricut Joy is done doing its thing, I am just cutting to size so it could be easier for me to peel the logo. I try my best to save some of the scraps on the side, even though I don't necessarily know what to do with them. I'll figure it out later. Now I know I said the Cricut Joy cutting was my favorite part of the process, but no, this right here, it's so soothing just to sit here and peel away. Now this is the portion where I go ahead and grab my tweezers just to get the excess vinyl from the O's and the B's. Gotta be perfect now. Don't want to mess up and iron that on a shirt. That's complete, and now we have our Bomb Mom logo. Once I'm done with all the peeling, I take the excess and I throw it away in my little trash. Yes, now everything is complete, just making sure I have all that I need so I can start the iron-on process. My Cricut Easy Press was already on, set to 330 degrees Fahrenheit, and as of right now, I'm just pressing the area that I'm going to lay the iron on. I'm folding my logo in half so I can get a middle point to center my logo onto the shirt. As you can see, I pressed a seam down the middle of my shirt so I can go ahead and center the Bomb Mom logo. I usually go about 2 inches below the collar. Let's get to pressing. I usually use the Cricut Easy Press heat guide to let me know what temperature I need to use and the time. Since I don't have the large Easy Press just yet, I glide mine up and down up until I feel that it's completely done. So I usually use double the time the heat guide requires. Now this is one of my other favorite parts, the peeling. This is the finished product. Now be careful. At first it's hot, so you have to wait till it cools down a little bit. But once you get to peeling and you see that it's phenomenal, you're all good. Are those joggers that I see? Yes, these are joggers. I just acquired these. They are phenomenal. I love them so much, and I'm going through the same process I would for my joggers as I would for my shirts. All right, so for my joggers, I do use a lint brush. They tend to be a little lintier than the shirts. I go ahead and place the logo where I would like it, and then I get to pressing as well. For this material, it is set to 330 degrees Fahrenheit. It's usually for 30 seconds, but I do a minute. Since I don't have the full heat press as of yet, I glide up and down till I feel it's completely done. All right, now that I'm done with the front, I go ahead and flip it over on the back, and I do the same thing. It's usually for 15 seconds due to the material, but I'm doing it for 30. Now that we're done pressing, we're going to touch it to make sure it's cooled down so we can start the peeling. And yes, look at how beautiful that turned out. Whew. Now we have our finished Bomb Mom logo. Look at that glitter shine.